especially since we just watched the reboot and they do the same thing.
Yeah.
And it was fresh in my head, and but yeah, I can see where he might have pulled something from that, or he just liked that scene a lot and he used it. But yeah, I like the practical effects that were in that scene.
Yeah, I think it's one of the stronger, definitely bits of that's. I think that's why it's the cover of the movie.
Yeah.
At least the original cover or and theatrical poster. It's her in the sitting in the bathtub, unaware, and these slugs coming surrounding her or whatever. So that's definitely a good part of the film.
Yeah, I remember seeing this trailer. I think when the movie first came out.
Yeah.
And I think my first reaction was just like, "This movie looks weird." I think it wasn't in my my wheelhouse of movies that I watch and everything.
Yeah.
At the time, so I was just like, "Oh, I don't know about this." And then I don't know what was the do you know what it made or like what it cost or anything?
I actually did not get to see that, but I do know that they had a very small budget.
Okay.
Which is impressive how much practical effects they pulled off with this. Especially like at the end when you see like that crazy mass of people.
Yeah, all fused together.
Yes.
That was insane.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah. No, yeah. But I really like this movie. I think...
Do you have a 1 to 10 scale?
I'll give it a solid 8.
Oh, okay.
Just because the horror was good, and like the I think the thing that really won me over was the mixture of the comedy.
Okay.
And I don't think if it didn't have that, I don't think it would have been as good. And I like Nathan Fillion's little one-liners that he had.
Yeah.
In some of the parts, but
for example, real quick, when they first see Grant and the people fuse together, he's like, "Well, that's some fucked up shit." And it's just like that's a good thing. It's like it doesn't feel like they're forcing the comedy or even that they're trying to be funny at all. It's more like
something you would say.
It's more like black comedy at that point because it's like these. Real reactions from real people.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Not written, like not stuff that feels so much written, or like they're supposed to. Like he's like Nathan Fillion's character is supposed to be kind of like the badass who comes to save the day, and he's really like doesn't know what he's doing through the whole movie, pretty much. Yeah. You know, it's almost like he survives out of dumb luck a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What would you give this rating?
I'll stay right behind you and say a 7.5.
Okay.
Because of how they chose to do some of the digital effects, and I feel like even they probably know that it doesn't really hold up. But besides that, everything is pretty solid. But watching some of the effects, it's kind of like it takes you out of the movie. So I would say 7.5.
Okay. What else do you want to talk about?
What about the crazy animal killing that's in this?
Which one?
They kill. Well, he sees a dog, and he doesn't kill him
on screen.
Yeah, on screen.
Well, it just cuts to it.
But then
Grant torture chamber.
Yeah, Grant does this thing where he creates this dungeon in his basement, and he puts a lock on the door so that Starla can't go down there. And after she starts figuring out what's going on, she busts open the lock and goes down there, and it turns out to be like that he had been feeding on all the
neighborhood.
He had been grabbing all the animals from the area. And they do like a shot of just before this scene of all the missing, like a pinboard of all the missing animals. And that was very disturbing for me because I love animals so much, definitely. and they look, at least to me, they looked real, like real carcasses. Mm-hmm. So that was really hard to watch, and they show like the puppy that he attacks off screen right there, like it falls on her. And I also heard from like an interview or something that James got physically sick because the dummy dog looks so real. Like they killed, the body that he wanted it made him want to throw up or whatever because it looked too real for him. So I just thought that was interesting.
Okay.
What else do you want to talk about?
You recently went to Monsterpalooza, right?
Yeah, or Son of
Monster.
Yeah.
How was that? I wasn't able to go. I had some scheduling conflicts.
Yes. Hopefully, we can go to the real Monsterpalooza.
Yes, definitely.
Which is celebrating its 10th anniversary.
Yeah,
and that'll be next April. So you got a long time to plan.
Yeah, I can request that day off right now.
Yes.
But how was it? And I wanted to go really bad, but I mean, from what I saw, it looked fun.
It was fucking badass because for the first time in one of these conventions, I actually grew some balls and actually took to talk to some celebrities face to face. So it was really fun. I got to see the Hatchet panel that I keep beating everybody over the head with. They didn't screen the movie of Victor Crowley yet. So I still am waiting on that, but I got to meet Adam Green, the director, and then the entire cast signed a bunch of stuff for me. Nice. I brought my Blu-rays and stuff. Nice. They signed it all. I got to tell him about like how I listened to his podcast and stuff. So yeah, it was really fun. Very nice people. Kane Hodder wasn't scheduled to be there. He showed up for the panel. He's Victor Crowley in that, and then he's a Jason Voorhees pretty much. Yeah, so that was fun. He's always a character, and it was cool listening to all them speak. And then I also got to do the the panel for Cult of Chucky, the new Chucky that drops like October 3rd, I think. That was really fun. I got to see Brad Dourif's daughter, who is Fiona Dourif. Brad Dourif does the voice of Chucky, if you didn't know. Yeah, so she was there. She's been in she was in this new movie, and then the last one. The story is basically centered around her, which I think is really cool. And then Don Mancini, who is basically responsible for the entire franchise and the idea of him. We got to listen to him speak, which was very, very fun.
That's awesome.
And not to mention, like I told you, we met Tyler Mane, who is Rob Zombie's Michael Myers. He's fucking huge. And he's very nice, thankfully, because he could kill everyone in that place.
Giant man. Oh, man. He's like 7 feet tall, right?
Yeah, I took a picture with him, and he makes me look like I'm like 4 foot. Or something. Like if I'm abnormally small. I got to show you the picture. It's crazy.
Man, I have to see that. That's funny.
And then we met the legend Linda Blair.
Yes, I saw that picture. That's awesome.
Reagan from The Exorcist. And then the Crypt Keeper himself, of course. You guys heard the intro.
Yes, my surprise. That's awesome. Everyone's surprised.
Yes. I had to bite my tongue, but I didn't want to. That's why I didn't give you the headphones.
Yeah, I know.
I was queuing up.
When you told me at work, I was like, maybe he got someone to say something about the show. I'm like, I wonder who it is. I was kind of thinking. I was, trying to brainstorm what it was, but that was really cool to hear that.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah, not only that, but he was like, I'll good luck with the podcast, and I'll look it up.
Oh, sick! Yes.
Yeah, that was fun. That was definitely.
How much did you have to pay for him to say that stuff?
Don't ask me that on the show.
I know, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. No, but how was everybody? Like meeting these people? I know a lot of people say like never meet your childhood stars or anything like that because they'll always disappoint you.
That's what I was afraid of, and so that's why I didn't meet Don Mancini because at that time I was very jittery and like. Oh no! What if they're not what I want them to be? And then it's like you watch this stuff and it doesn't feel the same anymore. So that's very nerve-wracking. But this was definitely a great experience, and everybody that I talked to was very fun, and you can tell that they're there for the fans. So it was an amazing experience, especially being like a horror sci-fi fan. It's basically like a fucking dream come true, and that everything kind of lined up. For me, over the weekend, it was
fate.
Yeah,
destiny was on your side today or that weekend.
Yeah.
For people who don't know what that convention is, and maybe they're just listening for the first time, or they've never been.
Yeah.
What is that, like the Monsterpalooza and what is all of that?
I would say it's basically like a mini Comic-Con.
Okay.
They basically are still at a convention center, and they have like
not as big as the San Diego or anything.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Definitely not as big or on the scale of Comic-Con. It's just like Comic-Con would be on a smaller scale, or maybe how Comic-Con started off as.
Yeah, how it used to be.
Yeah, but it's just like Comic-Con where they have the different random vendors and all the stuff that you can buy inside, and then on the outskirts of the they have all the booths set up with the celebrities, and if you want to go up, and then they have like their preset
like prices and stuff or whatever,
or photographs and different merch that you can buy to have signed.
That's awesome.
So
and you're able to bring your own stuff too, right? I mean,
yes.
If you have your own things or whatever.
Yes, definitely. Okay. Because for the Hatchet signing, we did the panel, and then we go outside and get in line, and then you basically walk down this like. They're all sitting right there, and you get to talk to them one by one, and then they sign all your stuff as you go, cool. Like in a line, yeah. And the signings for the panels are all free.
Oh, really?
Which is, literally awesome. They're just doing it for us, and that's amazing.
And it's not crazy like how Comic-Con would be with like Hall H or whatever, is it?
No, I mean, they had a panel for The Thing, which we talked about earlier, and that was like jam packed. I couldn't get in because they were, I guess, all the seats were taken. So, of course, with bigger things like that, you're going to fill up, but it's not nearly on the scale of having to. Go and sleep outside or anything like that. Yeah,
tended up outside.
I hope it doesn't ever get to that point. You know.
Yeah, I know. Listening to people who have been to like Comic-Con back in the day before it got big, they talk about how they wish it was how it was back in the day, because now everything's impossible to do. Like the things you want to do, if you have 5 things, you can only pick one. Yeah, those 5 things and save the other 4 for next year. And,
I think my first time was 2004.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's considered back in the day for you, but
no, I mean, the first time I think I went was like in 2011 or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I never was able to get tickets or anything to it.
Yeah, I remember going online. Sorry, guys, my allergies are acting up.
He's a little sick.
And you could just buy they had the tickets, and you could buy them like up to the date. You know, they weren't like they never sold out like in a minute.
Yeah,
they were literally like, "Oh, you want to go? Okay, let me go buy them online," and you could do it at any time you wanted.
Oh man!
And that was just like maybe 2008.
Yeah,
that was you could do that.
That's crazy.
So it's not that far away.
I know they used to, like, when you would go there, you were able to buy tickets for next year. As you're, like, registering in or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's how I did it for 2 years in a row or whatever. And that next year, after I got the tickets for the following year, they had stopped doing that.
Yeah.
And then, so I was asking people around, so where's the line to get tickets for next year? And like, oh, no, we don't do that anymore. And I was like, oh, shit. They're like, yeah, you have to go online. We're going to set up this thing online, so you're going to go on and I was like, oh.
The portal is such a goddamn horrible idea.
It's a fucking shit show.
I hate it.
It sucks. So bad. You have like I think it's like a 10% chance or something to get a ticket. It's horrible.
And people still get tickets.
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky enough to get tickets, or Alyssa was lucky enough to get tickets, because we were both on our phones trying to get in.
But see, that's the thing. It's because you guys are taking up space. You're on multiple devices to do this or whatever. I don't know. I just, like I said, I hope Monsterpalooza never gets to that point, but it's definitely rising in popularity. It's just it's more based on like the horror fans and sci-fi. Like they have a bunch of alien stuff.
They have a lot of like makeup, like special effects people, right?
Yeah, it's very industry friendly. Like if you were to go and you're interested in like makeup effects for even just Halloween, or like you're creating like something for a haunt or something like that, you can get so much stuff for like a lower cut price, because these are people who they're all about networking, and they're
Okay.
trying to make deals and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, they'll hook you up. A lot of the stuff there, even the vendors and the stuff that they're selling, it's a lot